Welcome to Trini's kitchen. Check out the music. It's the holiday time. And the holiday spirit is in the air. And you know with Trini, when the holiday spirit gets in the air, what best thing to bake but a nice black cake? Here we go. I'm going to make the best, most sumptuous, most delicious, most fruity, most tasty, most edible fruit cake that you ever get. Here we go. Let's go to the chase one time. My recipe, I have some softened butter. The butter must be softened, not melting, you know, but softened. You understand? I have brown sugar. I have some eggs, 6 eggs. I have some homemade browning, you know what? I put this browning, I make this browning. I'll tell you how to do the browning later on. I have some flour, all-purpose flour. It must be all-purpose flour. You understand? I have here some brandy, some cherry brandy. That grapes too. I couldn't get the pure cherry brandy, but it's cherry with grapes. And of course, a shot of Bacardi, 1 shot of Bacardi, white rum. You have some spices, some ground cinnamon spice. You have some vanilla essence. You have some Angostura bitters. Oh God, this is the favorite of Trinidadians. You must have some baking powder. Come across here. You see this fruit here? This fruit has been soaking for about 2 months. Listen to me. It's the baddest you could ever get. That fruit there, my dear, you have raisins. You have currants. You have prunes. You have mixed peel. You have cherries. You know that maraschino cherry, that glazed cherry? You have cherries inside here, soaked with Bacardi and cherry brandy and blended. Now look at it. You can still see some of the fruits in it. It is not puree, right? It is well blended nicely. So this is the fruits that I'll be using. And of course, you must have your baking pan. Okay, and I line it with wax paper. You see? I just cut out the circumference of it and I put some butter in the bottom and I'll line it with some wax paper. So we're going to be using 3 pans. So here we go. Let's start this recipe. The first thing you're doing is to cream the butter and the sugar. There's the butter here. And you have to use brown sugar. Because the black cake you're making, you okay? Cream the butter and the sugar. You can enjoy the music in the background in the meantime. Just enjoy the flavor of the Caribbean. Yeah, I'm going to use the old time way of doing this. I'm creaming it with a spoon. A wooden spoon. You know, you cream the butter. This looks so nice already. Okay, let me put in the final egg. As I said, you have to put in the eggs one at a time, okay? And you whisk. You do it in one direction. You're not beating it like this and then bringing it like this. You beat it in one direction, okay? Making a black cake is really a nice thing, right? I'm going to put in some baking powder. baking powder. Stir it up like this. Put in some cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. season in Trinidad. And this, when you're eating this fruitcake, and let me get a little story, let me get a little joke about this fruitcake. You see when you make fruitcake in Trinidad, not everybody can eat your fruitcake, you know. Not everybody getting out of this fruitcake. You see them drunkards and them when they come by you uninvited, they just come by you uninvited. You have to get them thing like rum to get them drunk. You understand? Some rum to get them drunk. Now this was washed already. This is a lemon, lime. So I'm going to get the zest out of the zest. You peel it, you scrape it. You grate it in fact. Look, that drink like it gets into my head. I'm saying scrape. Try and get the rind. Get the zest out. Oh, this smells so good already. Look at that. Lime zest. Oh my goodness, this thing smelling so good. And check the consistency of it. You see, it must be able to drop like this. This is what you call Trinidad black cake, Trinidad fruit cake. Combination of different fruits, some good alcohol, right? Some good spices and stuff like that, and you stick it in the oven. All right, so next step. Okay, I put all of this already. Now, this here is some homemade browning. I ain't buying no browning in no store. This is homemade browning. What I did, I get an iron pot and I put some brown sugar in the pot. And I burn the sugar and I add some warm water to it. Stir it up and this is what you get, browning. Alright, so let me see. Let me use the tablespoon. You put 1 tablespoon of browning. And this is what gives the cake its nice dark color. That browning, you understand? Some people would put molasses in their cake and stuff like that, but I have never tried it with the molasses. Now you want it to get a real nice dark color because it's black cake you're making, okay? So I put another tablespoon, 2, 3 tablespoons. Look how beautiful this is. I like when I bite in this cake. I don't like the feel nothing mushy. I want to feel the nice texture of the black cake. You know, and I don't really like to see a whole set of fruit sticking out in my cake. Okay, I'm going to put another tablespoon. Right, total 4 tablespoons. Oh, look at that color. It's so nice. Alright, the oven has been set at 300 degrees Fahrenheit and this cake is going to be baked for 2 to 2.5 hours. Okay? Let me give it one more stir. And you want to like you want to fill it like 3/4 filled. Don't scared of the cake falling over and stuff like that. And you're not going to open the oven. You're not going to open the oven until about 1.5 hours if you want to check it. You check it before that, your cake is going to fall. You're going to have a big dent in the middle of your cake. And after you spend all this money to make this cake, you don't want to spoil your cake, right? Okay, guys? two cakes. I'm going to stick it in the oven. We'll come back in 2.5 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours. So I'll see you in a bit. Look at my cake, guys. The cake has been taken out of the oven and it has been cooled for like 3 hours. As soon as I took my cake out of the oven, you know, I soaked it with wine, not wine, the cherry brandy. I'm saying wine, cherry brandy and Bacardi. So look at the texture of my cake there. There's no cracks, right? You can feel that bouncy. It still feel a bit spongy. There's no cracks. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how I poured my how I make a combination of the cherry brandy. You know, I put a shot. This is what you call a shot glass, right? So I put a shot glass of cherry brandy, and I also put a shot glass of Bacardi, because you know, you guys, I told you all already that I was going to be bringing the best fruit black cake that you've ever seen and ever tasted. So I mix these two together. Okay, this, as I said, this is a shot glass. So this is Bacardi and this is brandy, right? As I've said, as soon as it came out of the oven 3 hours ago, it was soaked, and I'm going to show you how I soaked it. Okay, put a little bit again. You just make sure that it's in the baking pan that it is originally came from. Okay, so you try to do edges. When you do the edges, the wine, the cherry brandy seeps down to the side. And also what I do, I take 2 toothpicks and I make little holes. You see, I can use the 2 one time. Make little holes. Wow, this cake smells so good. So good. Right? And this cake can be kept for a very long time. You just have to make sure that you wet it with the brandy and rum. You soak it, in fact, according to Trinidadians, they soak it. Right? Oh my God. This thing smells so good. It smells so heavenly. Alright. So I'm going to show you now how this cake really look. So I'm going to take this cake out of this pan. Okay. So what you do with a cake, you just do the edges like this, a spatula, and you just take your hand and gently, God, it's so moist and nice, flip it over. Look, now look at this cake. Look at this cake, and you just peel off the wax paper. Take your time and peel the wax paper. Oh my goodness, look how the firmness of this cake. Right? No cracks. No cracks. Oh, this thing smells so good. It's so good. This is a perfect black fruit cake. Guys, let's do the other one. This is the kind of cake you give to people. The wax paper comes off again the same way. Take that wax paper off, all of it. Right. Now, presentation is everything. Now this fruit cake, when you eat this fruit cake, you have a glass of sorrel. You could have some ginger beer, right? So I'm going to cut into the cake because I know you guys are saying, okay, the cake looks beautiful. Let's see how it looks like from the inside. Let's see how it really looks like. So, your girl Andrea, oh my goodness, wow. Wow. Look at that cake. Look at the fruits. Look at the tenderness. This is what you call black cake. This is what you call black cake. And you know what? I'm going to decorate my cake for you guys. I'll put a little cherries on this one. So, Oh, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. So guys, now let me tell you why the cake has been it came out so firm and nice, right? Now when you are making black cake, you have to make sure you do not open the oven. That is a mistake a lot of people make. They open the oven to check up on it. Oh, it smells so good, I gotta check it out. But what happened? The temperature sort of fluctuates, you know, the outside temperature mixed with the inside temperature of the oven causes the cake to go flat or fall. And then you'll find a lot of cracks on your cake. But you have the right ingredients, you have the right oven temperature, you have the right level of the racks inside the oven, because sometimes the racks are slanted, you know, they're topsy-turvy. And if you put in a cake batter into a topsy-turvy oven, it's going to be slanted. Some will be pushed on one side. So this is what you call a perfect Christmas cake. Guys, from Andrea's kitchen to your home, happy holiday. I'll see you again with another beautiful video.